Hello, you might think this is coffee, but this is not. This is tea, and it's all natural tea. Yes. I thought I'd do the second part of the journal series. Week 1 was why. Why journal, the benefits that come with journaling. Week 2 is the how. How do you decide what journal to use? How do you decide what kind of journaling you want to do? How many journals am I actually currently that are in use right now? How people journal, the different like I said, the different styles of journaling. So how many different journals are there? And I don't know the answer to that question. I can tell you how many different journals I have, the different styles of journaling, and how people choose their journals, at least how I choose my journals, and some of the research I've done, how other people choose their journals. So part 2 will be starting the how-to part of it, like actually how to start a journal, so that when I get to week 3, which is what to use in your journal, which are the supplies, we've prepared. Part 2 in the what to use, I'm going to have 2 videos in that part 2, in that part as well. Some of my favorite journal supplies, like if I were going to travel and I wanted to take my journal, what I'd use, not urban sketching, but to actually journal, and which journals would I choose to take if I were traveling, because I use multiple journals. Week 4 will be when do you journal, and week 6 is going to be where do you journal. I'm going to actually take you out on location for journaling for week 6, and for, I think that's week 5. I think we're doing 5. So week 4, when do I journal, I'm actually going to show you some footage of when I journal, like morning pages, and during the day, and then the evening. Yeah, we're gonna get to some of that. So I'm really excited about it. Okay, so I guess we're gonna start with, I've changed things up. So we're gonna go with how am I using all my journals that are actually in current use. So this journal is the Perfectly Imperfect cover that was new to me. And it's an A5 journal cover. A Leuchtturm will fit in it. I actually have a Mystique from Taroko Design in it. This is the same Mystique that I had set up, and started setting up to use for like Patreon projects, and then I ended up using the other stuff for Patreon. So I decided to make this my project idea Patreon, YouTube, so like doing the journal series and any other projects that I actually have for Patreon and for YouTube. So this is what we have. So I don't get lost, we are going to go with the next. This is the Janelli Fish trifold that is my custom color, and within this I have 3 notebooks. The middle notebook I am probably going to do away with, but for now, because I switch things out. So I have the tarot journal that I'm studying tarot in, that I'm actually putting the tarot cards in and drawing them and stuff like that, is over there on that desk. But I'm probably going to end up putting it in here, because this is the tarot journal that I'm using for tarot, as in like the cards that I pull, or what Arwen does when she does her tarot scopes, and I write mine down and things like that. Now, what I was using this for, sort of just an idea notebook, but now I've got ideas everywhere. And this is my spiritual omni journal, where I do the moon phases and the holidays and the astrology stuff and anything else I'm learning, Buddhism, the Zen stuff that I've been trying to learn, meditation stuff, things like that. I did have the Hobonichi in this one, but I switched things up and I actually put my illustrated journal in here, because when I go, I wanted to be able to take this. I like the leather. I decided to change my mind. This is my current bullet journal. It's the Scribbles That Matter notebook, and I use it for mostly for anything I consider work. So household stuff, that cleaning and stuff like that I do in the household. YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, the website, a little bit of Twitter and Instagram, because I'm just now really getting going with those. This is my writer's Bible, and within this I have the writer bullet journal and a writer journal that I use. The writer journal, I write brief summaries on the days that I write, how long I wrote for, how many words I got down, if I did any editing, what I thought about how my writing went, and things like that. And I have a notebook, it's over there, that I have, some of the notebooks are in the stack back there, that has my novel in it. But I don't consider that to be a journal, but it is a notebook. This is my morning pages journal. I had this journal, I had like 2 pages written in it, and that was it. So I have changed things up, and it is now my morning pages journal, because it looks like I really need to go ahead and start working on morning pages on a regular basis, because I found that they really help. They really help. This is my sketchbook, and it has a lot of things. It was my decorated page sketchbook originally, for the Destination Me group, and I had a lot of stuff in it. But lately, since I've been working on Danny Gregory's, I ended up putting one page of Danny Gregory's So You Think You Can't Draw, or You Think You Want to Draw, that class I'm taking. I started putting stuff in there. I ended up putting one in my Omni journal because I didn't know where this was, but that's okay. The majority of them will go in here. And this did house my Omni journal, but it now houses my Hobonichi A5, which I am currently using, and I use it to sort of sometimes do just one day, like one big memory or a few little memories for the day. It's to practice on. I'm creating, y'all. I'm determined to improve my drawing and sketching and watercolor skills. This is my Hobonichi A6, and I am doing journal prompts, which I need to catch up on, but I'm doing journal prompts in here. This is my Janelli Fish A7 Micro Traveler's Notebook. It's a little bifold. It's in the Dragon's Blood, and this is my tiny journal, and I'm doing tiny journaling in it, just little bits here and there, and I can throw it in my purse if I want. And it has Tomoho River paper in the one insert, and then the other little insert's just a little notebook for ideas. Stays on my desk, and if I actually go somewhere, I toss it in my purse. This is the illustrated journal. I switch things up, and if I want to go sketch, I like the Enigmas, the A6 and A5 Enigmas, because of the thicker Tomoho River paper. It's really, really good for drawing and watercoloring and writing on with a fountain pen. But I do have 2 or 3 watercolor sketchbooks, one of which I haven't been using on a regular basis, but I found it, and I'm going to be doing it on a regular basis. I'm going to be working on that. And then I switched my Omni journal back into here because I received, and I'm going to do a review, I've already filmed part of it. I received my Taroko Design Breeze. It's like the Enigma, but it's about half the size. It has the same paper as the Enigma. It is 183 pages of 68 GSM Tomoho River paper. I have made this my evening pages journal, my big ideas, goals, things that how the day went, so that I can strive for my goals better, so that I can kind of document how things are going. I need to wind things down in the evening and talk about what I accomplished and what I think about that, and what ideas I have, sort of brainstorming and thoughts and feelings in here. So this is just writing, and the paper is divine for fountain pens. And this is the Omni journal. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot left. So I will be using what's left of the other Omni journal, the Enigma, put it back in here when this one's finished, and then I will have to get another Enigma. I love the Enigmas. I am actually using 17 or 18 journals. You actually count them for the most part. Don't use every single one of those on a daily basis. So my notebooks, 16, 17, 18. So like I said, I don't use them all on a regular basis. So people might ask, why so many journals? What do you use them all for? Do you use them all in a day? No, like I said, I don't use them every single day. The morning pages journal I will be using a lot more because I am restarting the Art's Way. My Writer's Bible and those notebooks in there I'm going to be using a lot more starting June 1st, because I am starting the Hot and Sticky Writing Challenge, and I'm actually going to be working on something very different. I am going to be working on a book about creativity and journaling, a non-fiction book. Sketchbooks, I probably pick up the 2 watercolor ones I probably pick up once a week. and do something in. The gray large sketchbook, I will be doing something in every day so I can finish up the class in sketchbook schools during June, and hopefully come July I will start a watercolor class. My bullet journal has my to-dos and my planning, and I haven't mentioned anything else about any planners. I will get to that later because planners are and aren't the same. I do planning in my Omni journal. I do planning in the bullet journal. I do art in the bullet journal sometimes. I know a lot of people have started using Erin Condren's and Happy Planners and all kinds of other planners as journals or as bullet journals and all kinds of different things. I will do somewhere where it fits in more. I'll talk more about the planning and the various journals, notebooks that I do, as well as the actual planners, because I have two planners that are planners, and then I have the Hobonichis, which you can plan in, and then I have the bullet journal and something else that we will talk about much later because that has a lot to do with goals and stuff, and I think it's relevant. I really do think it's relevant, but I don't think it has to do with right now. Towards the end of the series, I will add in other things that I consider to be kind of journal-y things, but aren't really, but are to me, but aren't. So the illustrated journals are kind of like sketchbooks in a way. They're like artist journals to me. So if I go somewhere and I want to do something that's more artistically inclined, I will, on one page, I will chronicle like where I went, what was the surroundings, the date, the time, that kind of thing, and then I will do a picture, draw, sketch. We'll sketch, draw, watercolor. Sometimes the drawings will actually be more illustrative, like an actual, like where I sketch something and then I do watercolor. Sometimes it'll do ink. Evidently there's kind of a difference between drawing and sketching. Sketching is kind of like quick, where you just kind of get the, doesn't have to be perfect, it sort of just resembles what you're looking at. A drawing is much more specific and detailed from what I gather. So I do a lot of sketches. I'm learning how to draw. The idea notebook, the projects and the ideas that I have for projects and stuff like that, in here, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I might draw a few little, like a sketch note kind of drawing, but I obviously going to do very much more art in this, except for like sketch note drawing. And like I said, this one is evening pages. So the morning pages and the evening pages, no drawing, just writing. Morning pages are stream of consciousness writing, where you just vomit it on the page, your thoughts and feelings and questions. Sometimes you may not really know what to write, so you write, I don't know, until you figure out what you want to write about. Or you write, I don't know what to write about. I'm having coffee, I'm drinking hot tea, whatever, until you get to where you're vomiting out all those words on the page. So evening pages are different though, which is what this book is. Evening pages will be more about how my day went, what I thought about the things I got accomplished, what I didn't get accomplished, that kind of thing. Could very easily have put this in the bullet journal, but I'm trying just to keep some things in that bullet journal between the to-dos and the planning and the collections. Really, that's mostly for that kind of stuff. I really have found that I need to start, I think, developing a practice of doing morning pages and then evening pages, and maybe some days I'll do both, and then maybe some days there'll be days where I miss maybe the morning pages or where I miss maybe the evening pages, and I'm okay with that as long as I keep in the practice of doing this. And the Omni Journal is still the combination of all kinds of things, from commonplace journaling to chronicling my day, illustrating my day, to recording my thoughts, events, experiences, observations, feelings, quotes, current events, travel. Some of the journals that I don't have, that I haven't actually listed, are journals, are things that I do in some of the journals. Hello? So the video cut out. So I am back. It's another day. Some of the journals that I don't actually have as separate journals, I include the type of journaling in various journals, would be a dream journal, a junk journal. There are a lot of different kinds of journals: creative journals, art journals, mixed media journals. A lot of people call mixed media journals art journals. There are so many different kinds of journals. There are diary style journaling, text only journaling, a hodgepodge journaling. There are collage journals, magazine journals, all kinds of journals. So there's no way for me to list every single kind of journal. There's just no way for me to list every kind of journal. But I do a lot of different things. I add bits and pieces of what people consider to be junk journals into my Omni journal sometimes. I do some mixed media in the gray sketchbook. I do talk about my dreams, sometimes in my Omni journal, sometimes in my morning pages, sometimes in my evening pages. It really just depends. I do a lot of different kinds of journaling in a lot of different journals, and I switch things up periodically. Sometimes I'll go back to a journal. There are a couple of different journals that are over here that I've actually gone back to. Sometimes I'll start a journal for one purpose, and then I don't find that that journal suits that purpose, and then I'll skip a couple of pages, and then I will go to doing something else in that journal. So it really just depends. The next part of this part of the journal series, there are two parts to this, is the how to start a journal. So we're going to say goodbye to this one, and I'm going to go film the how to start a journal, and that video should be up Friday. I hope. I should have it all together, and I'm going to do a couple of different scenarios for how to start a journal, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I do, but I'm going to give you, mostly it's going to be about tips and stuff, because I think really how you start your journal depends on you. So thanks for watching. We'll continue with some more journaling videos. Bye.